Hi, I'm Dave Reizman. I'm with Property ID. We happen to provide natural hazard disclosure reports on every resale transaction. They are required by law on any mobile homes, residential, commercial, vacant land. The report is required. It's mandatory in the state of California. California actually happens to be the only state that does require a natural hazard disclosure report. I've been working with Tom and Ed here at Berkshire Hathaway for probably 30 years. I've been working with them. I started out in the title insurance industry, and I bring that up because title insurance is something that is also required on every real estate transaction, and that industry happens to be regulated by the Department of Insurance. I bring that up because title companies come and go, and if any home buyer were insured by a title company that no longer exists, then they would have an issue. They could bring it up with the state of California, the Department of Insurance. Same thing goes for escrow. Escrow is a regulated industry, regulated by the Department of Business Oversight. If anyone were to have worked with an escrow, any homeowner, escrow no longer exists, they can go to the Department of Business Oversight for any satisfaction or any claims they might have. This industry, the natural hazard disclosure industry, is not regulated. You don't need to have a license to start an NHD company. Reports vary from company to company. Prices vary from company to company. I've been working for Property ID for the last 5.5 years, and in that time I've realized and noticed that we do have the most complete and thorough and accurate report out there. I've done comparisons between our company and other NHD companies, and noticed that in most cases there are at least anywhere from 15 to 20 items that the other companies may or may not have disclosed or have disclosed incorrectly. And anytime something is disclosed incorrectly or not disclosed at all, it puts the individual at risk. Mr. Seidemann happens to be the owner of our company, Property ID. Basically, he started this industry back in 1977. So we've been around since then. We plan on being around for another 38 years plus. The reports come out of our downtown LA office. We don't outsource to any other state or country. We could do that. It would be less expensive, but we choose to keep jobs here in California, which creates more California home buyers, which in turn creates more opportunity for all of the real estate agents that I deal with here at Berkshire Hathaway. The reports can be prepared within a few hours. We normally get reports out the same day. As I said before, prices vary from company to company. Our reports happen to be mid-range. We're not the most expensive, we're not the least expensive. But there's an old saying, you get what you pay for. We happen to insure our agents under our E&O insurance, errors and omission insurance, so that if there is any problem, any issue with one of our reports, we cover any legal expenses 100%. That's important to know. Other companies may or may not have that insurance, but anytime an agent goes with our company, they are insured 100%. Historical performance, as I said before, we've been around since 1977. That's important to know because about 7 or 8 years ago, there were about 30 NHD companies. And since then, they've either gone bankrupt or they've been bought out by other NHD companies. There are about 5 or 6 top NHD companies out there now. Database. We happen to own our own database at Property ID. We don't go to a third party. Some other companies might, and if there's an issue or a problem, then that individual will have to go to the third party to get satisfaction. I mentioned that this report is required by law, and as of 1999, it was a mandate. It was required then, and actually in 2009, it is what they call a line item. We're a service settlement company. It's a line item on the HUD-1 statement, just like title and escrow companies. It's a very, very important report. It gives the homeowner, potential homeowner, information as to any natural hazards that might be on that particular property. We don't do home inspections. We're basically giving information on fire, flood, earthquake, liquefaction. And for your information, liquefaction happens to be an item that deals with the propensity of the soil. It's basically hard soil that turns to soft soil. And a good example might be if you've got a block of granite and you put a 5-pound weight on top of that. Shaking the granite, the 5-pound weight is just going to shake back and forth. If you've got that same 5-pound weight on a pile of sand, shake the sand, the 5-pound weight will sink. That's liquefaction. But the importance of these reports, certain properties might be in high flood, high fire, high earthquake zones. That will dictate how much insurance they're going to have to obtain. So it's important to know those types of disclosures. We happen to have, like I said, disclosures on all different areas, fire, flood, earthquake, liquefaction, but we also take into consideration any drilling sites, any wind erosion, oil and gas wells. All this information comes into play. Those facts are known as material facts, and material facts basically determine the value or desirability of a home. And if a fact or a material fact is not disclosed, it could create a problem in the future. And we like to be sure that we do provide the most complete, thorough, and accurate report out there. And I have a quote that I always leave with, and that is, until there is a problem, there is no problem. So until there is a problem, there is no problem. I always recommend that agents choose wisely, and I always thank them for choosing Property ID. And if you have any questions, you can gladly call me, 800-626-0106. Again, Dave Reizman with Property ID.